Life isn't easy. I think we can all agree on that. Balancing work, family, friends, and other responsibilities can feel at times nearly impossible. This was how I felt back in high school. Throughout my high school years, I always found it difficult to make time for everything in my life. Finding time to finish that assignment, or trying to find time for me. As time went on, I found myself procrastinating a lot. I started to put things off altogether, and I felt as if there was no way I could finish high school. I just didn't have the strength. That was until I had one experience that changed my life forever. It was the summer of 2020, and I had just turned 16 and was ready to celebrate with my family in Hawaii. My family and I had always wanted to visit the islands with its clear waters and its amazing snorkeling locations. It was truly a perfect location to gather unforgettable memories and to escape from the challenges and stresses of life, even if only for 1 week. My family and I decided to spend our first day on the island snorkeling off one of the beaches on Maui. While I can't remember the name at the time, it wasn't a super popular place. However, we had heard it was one of the most beautiful locations on the island, and they weren't lying. We spent a few hours snorkeling above the reef and saw many things that I will never forget. Large fish that dug through the sand, pretty tame fish who swam through all the corals, and even a sea turtle who I could see swimming underneath me. I was at peace, and all my worries had gone. After about 2 hours, it was time to head back to shore. My family was calling me back, as they had gone back a little while earlier, and I was out on the ocean alone. As I began swimming back, I noticed that I wasn't going anywhere. I tried with all my might, but as much as I tried, I wasn't getting any closer to the shore. I didn't know what was going on, so I had stopped for a moment and soon realized that that was a big mistake. As soon as I stopped, I got pulled out further into the ocean in a matter of seconds. I tried swimming with all my might, but as the current continued to bring me out, I started to panic. Large waves batted against my head as I tasted salty water that splashed in my mouth, and the water felt much colder than it had ever before now. Increasingly exhausted, I tried to keep my head above the water as the never-ending barrage of waves continued to hit me, and the current continued to grow stronger. I took one final breath as my energy faded from my system, and I did everything I could to stay afloat. As I tried to yell for help, salty water splashed into my mouth. Spitting it out, I took one final deep breath as my head vanished below the water. Was this how I was going to die? Would it be easier to just give up? Accept death? No, it wouldn't be. But doesn't mean it was the better option. I began to swim like I had never done before. A new wave of energy hit me like a truck as I pushed through the current. The current tried its hardest to pull me back, but I fought even harder. After what seemed like an eternity of swimming, I reached the tip of a massive lava rock that was near where I was snorkeling. However, this fight wasn't over yet. As I clung to the surface of the rock, its sharp edges dug into my body, and the pain seared throughout my entire system. But I pushed through. I clung to the rock as if my life depended on it, which it did. After what seemed like hours, well, in reality it was probably only a few minutes, a lifeguard was able to get me and bring me back to shore. After this experience, I realized I could push through anything. I had beaten death by showing extreme resilience through an incredibly stressful situation. I had beat death by showing if I could push through and beat the challenge of almost certain death, then I could push through just about anything that life threw at me. So this is exactly what I did. I went through the next year of high school with a new mindset. and beat all the challenges that not only school, but life threw at me. I began to manage my time better, more effectively, and high school began to seem like nothing compared to the running with death that I had experienced. My grades began to improve, and my mood was overall better. And when I finally graduated my senior year, I couldn't feel more proud of myself. Life will throw challenges at you, and that's just part of it. What's important is the mindset we give ourselves. Facing challenges with the mindset that you can overcome them, that you can push through anything, will be the difference between failure and success. Thank you.